Hi everyone, welcome to Get Ready with me, Louise. I'm looking pretty pale. I think it's because, well, I am trying out foundations, but this particular foundation I think is my winter shade, like towards January and February, because I had bought some from that time frame and I'm not there yet. So I am looking quite pale. I mean, not as it's not too bad compared to the rest of my body because I'm pale anyway, but it is a little pale. The bronzer I'm wearing is that ColourPop. I'm almost so close to hitting pan on that. I'm so excited. And the rest of the look, y'all, I've been waiting for this. First off, can you guess the palette? Can we guess it? Now, I got thoughts on this palette, but let me show you what it is. So what it is Pure and the Grinch. Do y'all remember this? It came with the sleeve also. Side note, this whole thing is destroyed because after I used it, I liked it, but I didn't love it, right? Just the stuff in it, the way it's set up, all that. I ended up giving it to my daughter. And then my daughter left it in her room for my granddaughters to destroy it. So this is where we're at. But this is the packaging, and it came in a red sleeve, and the heart showed. It's cute. Bulky, yes. Extreme, yes. But cute. And then you opened it up, and on this side there's a mirror, and on the mirror it said the Grinch small heart grew 3 times that day. That's what's on the mirror, and it's got like snow going around the mirror and stuff, and it's got a nice size mirror, and it's a nice mirror. Now, I don't believe it ever held by itself. I think it always just fell back. Now, when you opened it though, it had like a pop-up thing. And as you can see, it's completely destroyed. And you would say, well, then just keep the makeup without the box, right? And I would. But you can't, because what happens is you open it up, and right here there's a little tab, and you pull it, and then the thing comes out. So I'm going to put that to the side now. And this is what it looks like. As you can see, my grandkids have definitely been into this. And it's a mess. Now, I will say that there's good and bad with everything, number one. Number two, I would say this was not quite. It was a cute Grinch collection on one hand. On the other hand, I would love to see ColourPop or Glamlight redo this, okay? And not because of the formula, because I do think the formula is good, other than these glitters. They're awful. But like the blush and the highlighter is amazing. I really like the formula of those. Like, it's just so pretty, so wintry vibe, you know? But yet it could be spring. But it's beautiful. It really is. Like the way it's laying on my skin in real life, it's just gorgeous. But it's not this whole thing. I know it was expensive to a certain extent. I just don't remember the price point. And I don't like the fact that it's got like a highlighter, a blush, 2 glitters, and then, 8 shadows. And then they put a lipstick. The lipstick is called Moody. And it looks like this. It's cute packaging. As you can see, it's going to be green. And it is. And it's Moody because why? It's a color changing lipstick. And it's the same as all of them. It's this pink shade. I will say the formula feels nice on the lips. It's not sticky or anything like that. It's thin, but it does feel like it's sinking in and nourishing. So that's the blush and the highlighter that's on my face. The foundation was the Estee Lauder Double Wear. Yeah. And then the concealer is because I realized how white it was, I had to go into something lighter for concealer. It's the C7 by He That Shall Not Be Named. I do like that concealer. And then I set everything with the translucent and He That Shall Not Be Named. Again, I like this too. It smells really good. It smells very sweet, and but it you don't smell it all day long, just while it's opened. And it's a very fine powder. I really do like it. Very, very fine powder. Now, as far as this again, not a fan of the lipstick really. it could come or go. You know what I mean? The glitters definitely do not. Like, they're horrible. First off, they'll be all over your face. I don't care what you lay down. You ain't getting them thing to stick. Second off, I don't even know how to use them. To be honest, even if I could get them to stick, like, I don't know how to create a look using them. And then when I did create a look, I do remember years back, um, it made my, I mean, the glitter is thick, or not thick, gritty and chunky, and I could feel it on my lid, and it felt so heavy. Number one. Number two, it fell everywhere, and pieces would get in my eye, and I just don't like that. But for today's look, we're not going to use that. We're going to use the shadows. And I will say, I like these shadows. So the first shade, they're powdery though. Like when you stick your brush in, you do get a good bit of kick up. They're soft like that. But I mean, they blend amazing. And I didn't realize that. So let's go to Cave. And as you can see, there is definitely a lot of pickup, right? But it's a the color is pigmented. It blends beautifully. It's not skipping or patchy or anything. And I do, like I said, I do like this eye look. I like the way everything turned out using this palette. And I knew I would. That's why I kept it for today. That's why the video is going up today, because it's my birthday. And I really like this palette, but not like it at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, I like it. I don't mean mind the color story. Like, I do like the color story. But it's just not done it's kind of done in a, I don't know what kind of way. I was going to say in a kid's way, but no, it's not even done in a kid's way. I don't know how to explain it. It's like, it's not my favorite packaging. There you go. Like, I keep waiting. I really thought Glam Light by now, or even ColourPop would have came out with it this year, is what I thought. But not yet. But I'm waiting for one of them two to make the Grinch, the cartoon one version of a palette, and I'm all over it. Because other than, I mean, I like the movie version of the Grinch too with Jim Carrey, but I really like the cartoon. Just like Rudolph, it's one of those ones I watch every year without fail. You know, I really do enjoy it. But you can see how well that color built up. And it's just a really pretty, you know, cool tone, contoury color. And it blended beautifully, no problems at all. Like, I just really enjoy this color. Really, really do. It's a pretty brown. And I do think they made the palette to where it could be used all year long, but I don't know who was using it. Because, I mean, storing wise, it's big and bulky, like, and I know that's why I gave it to my kid, because even though the quality was really good in the palette, except for the glitters, I was not going to reach for this, you know, except at this time of the year when I'm trying to do something. We're going to take that same brown under the lower lash line. And the rest of the shades are beautiful. I mean, the metallics and the satins and the mattes, like, they're all just wonderful in this palette. Which I like, you know, pure shadows. I do. And they're not a brand that a lot of people talk about. Well, at least not in today's makeup circle, I don't think. They do have good quality products though, but they are at a, I guess, a mid-range. They'd be more like Tarte pricing, Too Faced pricing. But I do like it. I have the Barbie collection. Now in the Barbie collection, I'm not a fan. Again, I like the mattes and I like the blushes even. But I wasn't in highlighter, but I wasn't a fan of their satin shades and metallic shades in those collections. I just didn't feel like they gave me that much of an oomph, because that's what I like. But I think they give you more than like Urban Decay and Too Faced, but less than Tarte newest formula when it comes to the metallics, because you can see that's got a little bit of shine, you know, but not too much. But what it does have is it lays so nicely on my lid. And as I am aging, that helps me. Okay, so that one was called, what was it? Cave. Now we're going to go into Sly One, this shade right here. And I do think you have, even though there's not that many shadows, I do feel like you have somewhat of a variety of looks you can do. They're kind of all going to, like, as far as lid shades go, you know what I mean? You can go the more neutral almost route like I did today, or you can go with a gold lid or like or I don't know, is that gold? That's more orange, I think. Orange gold. You can go more of a green, more of this shade here, but in a satin. And then that's a brown. But that brown can also be used as a crease shade. Their satins you can use as a crease. Like, it's really nice the way they perform. But I was keeping it pretty neutral today because I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to wear my Grinch pajamas because it's my birthday and I can do whatever I want. Like today, I just want to do what I want. You know what I mean? Take a break, relax type of thing. Or at least try. But you can see that this shadow here builds up. Blends beautifully. I ain't having no issues. No fallout. Now, like I said, these are softer powders. And to be fair, I don't really remember if they were always soft or if, because I'll be honest, this has not been taken care of. So, if it didn't perform well, I kind of was like, well, I didn't necessarily store this one right. But it's actually doing great considering, what it's been through. I was expecting a whole mess of something, you know what I mean? But that's not the case. These shadows are holding on strong, which is great. But I would love for some brand to come out with this palette, but, different. We're going to take that same shade, Sly One, and run it under the lower lash line. And I was hoping in a way that this was magnetic, like I could pull these out, because I would keep a couple of the shadows, but I would definitely keep the blush and the highlighter out because I would use that all the time. But I'm not going to pull for this. That's the problem with some of these things at holiday time. You're not going to pull for this once it becomes, not new. It's just too big and bulky to have sitting around. And then once you store it, you've got so many other things, other favorites, that you're not going to pull that back out for a blush and a highlighter. But if I could have, I did try to see if they would remove. They don't. Like, for magnetic reasons. Like, I took my little magnet and tried, and it didn't do nothing. We're going back into Cave. But if it did, I would have pulled those two shades out for sure and put them in an empty palette. Because I forgot how much I really do like the blush and highlighter. And yes, I have enough blushes and highlighters. I'm not saying that either. I'm very well aware. But, you still have to give credit where credit is due. And that is so pretty. Alright, we're going to go into the shade now. Max. This one right here. And we're going to pick it up. And again, it's soft. All of these are so soft. Even the highlighter and the blush. So soft. But yet, very, very easy to work with and very pretty. Which I don't know who this palette was for, like the audience, because in a way I look at it and I think because it's so bulky, kids. But Pure they're not really kid friendly, I don't think. Like, they don't market to that. I guess maybe teens. But regardless of any of that, I did purchase it as an adult. And I really enjoyed it. Like, I'm trying to think. I think this may have been, I don't know if Barbie came out, their first collab with Barbie, and then this, or if the Raw Beauty Chrissy. I don't know how that all played out. Like, what I bought first. I can't remember. But I have both the collections of Barbie from Pure, the Raw Beauty Christie, and then this. And then just a little no-name palette in a way. But I do like the formula. But it's kind of like a like, not a love. So therefore, it kind of gets overlooked by me. But that is so pretty. So pretty. Okay. Now I'm going to take that highlighter shade that I used on my cheeks, and I'm going to pop that from my inner corner. And the highlighter is called Feeling Frosty. And the blush is called Heart of Who. The blush. It's the blush. It is the blush. The highlighter's pretty too. Feeling Frosty. But it's the blush for me that's just really, I'm like, it's a satin. It's just, it's such a pretty pink blush. But I think it would flatter a lot of people. But at the same time, this palette's not going to work for every skin tone. But it does work for mine. And I think that's the other thing. When there's collabs done like this, it is hard to fit every skin tone. So, what do? That's why in some ways I wish blush is fine, because you can always build it. So I think that that's okay. But highlighters, not everybody can use it. I mean, you could use it on your lid or something like that, but as in what it's intended for, not so much. We're going to use Leave Now, this one here, this black sparkly shade. And I'm going to line the top lash line and lower lash line with it. But I really did have a good time using this palette again. And I knew I would. It just brings out the kid in me, to be honest. The child. My inner child. Because I used to love, well, I mean, I still love watching the Grinch and Rudolph and Frosty. That's another one I'm surprised that ColourPop hasn't got to yet. Frosty the Snowman. Like, I think they could nail that. I think ColourPop and Glamlight are just wonderful when it comes to collabs. They usually 9 out of 10 times just nail it. And I think that, they did a good job, but they didn't nail it. You know what I mean? It was just a good job. They get a B for effort. B minus. I definitely think they could have done a little bit better. But then again, who knows? And to be fair, I haven't heard or gotten anything from, like, seen anything new really that's interested me from Pure in a long time. And like I said, I'm not for sure what the last collection was I got, whether it be the Barbie or the Raw Beauty Christie. I forget what. Time is not my friend, y'all. So I forget what comes when. What came first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know. I mean, obviously I can look and tell, but all I can say is for sure it has been years since I have purchased anything from Pure. So, and like I said, I think that this is a very pretty palette. Again, with this look, I could have taken that into the crease and then put that on the lid. This is a very pretty green shade. But Everybody knows how I feel about green, you know? And then, like I said, that's more orange to me. I mean, I guess more yellow orange. I don't know. But it is pretty, like I said. The colors are pretty. There's not too much variety, but there's just enough. Just enough. But again, the winner for me in this palette is the blush and the highlighter, to be fair. Even though I like the eye look, it is the blush and the highlighter. The packaging is an F. Even though it was cute, little pop-up thing in the mirror and everything, but this is just ridiculous to have to, you know. And the lipstick, I think the color changing was on its way out. Now it's back. But when this was released, I feel like it was on its way out. But I don't know. It's not my thing. I don't think it looks good on me, this pink. But I will say with this is it is thin and I can feel it. But it's not drying out my, it's staining them is what it's doing. It is staining the lips. Because even if I go to dab this off right now, this is where I'm at. So that's why I didn't change and put a lipstick on. I was going to put on a lipstick, but I didn't. Believe it or not, I was going to put on a red again because yesterday I got a compliment for wearing red lipstick. And yeah, and it actually didn't perform too bad. Although I don't like the way it wore as far as color. Like, it wore fine, like not leaving or going anywhere. But it kind of went from a red to like a hot pink shade. Not flattering for me at all. But other than that, it wore fine. Alright, for top lashes, we're going to go in with Gucci. Oh, busy outside day. I hope you guys can't hear those big trucks. No, don't make a mess, please. Not today. Just like, please, not today. Don't make a mess. I don't know what day it was. I don't even know if I filmed it and recorded it, to be fair. I don't remember. But I did mascara. And you all know, without fail, I'm going to mess up on one or both of my eyes with a mascara, right? It's an inevitable, so I'm always prepared for it. This particular day, y'all, I messed up on both eyes. The mascara on the top and bottom on both. I mean, I was just like, why? I'm a raccoon. I'm a raccoon now. Like, for real. It was bad. And like trying to clean it up, as much as I let it dry, it just, I got it to look okay, but like you could tell clearly I had messed up. And I hate when that happens because it's like everything turned out so good, and then at the very end you mess up, you know. And I know it's only makeup, you can wash it off, I get that, but I don't know, when you're having fun, like, you want the product at the end of the day to match your enjoyment at the time in the process, you know? At least that's my thoughts on the subject. Because I'm not doing my makeup to look prettier. I'm just doing it to have some fun. To see what does look good on me and what does not. What makes me feel comfortable and what does not, type of thing. But not to look better. I guess it's more like what flatters me. That's what it is. In my own opinion. Because I'm sure wearing pink eyeshadow really doesn't flatter me. To be fair. But I like it. You know what I mean? But I am positive that a makeup artist probably would be like, girl, no. That's just me. I like pink. What can I say? I am definitely a girly girl when it comes to that. Alright, bottom lashes, the Cali Ray. But I will say the shadow look didn't take that long to do. And that's great. And the shadows just really did perform well. And it makes me miss like the brand. You know what I mean? Like maybe I should be getting in more into pure shadows to see if they're all like this or is it just this palette, because I truly don't remember. Like, to be fair, when I first got the Raw Beauty Christie palette from Pure, I might have used it for about a month and then forgot about it. And I hate that. Tati Beauty, same thing. I used it for about a month, but then I was like, I don't want to, like, I like that palette a lot though. But, there is no more Tati Beauty. So, like, I'm very sparingly using it, which is kind of sad because it's probably going to go bad before I ever even use it up. But, like, I only use it on, like, special occasions in a way. You know what I mean? Because I do like that palette. And the Raw Beauty Christie and the Pure Collection, I like that palette. But it's got a colorful side and a neutral side. It's that flip palette. And I'm like, I like it, but I might as well just use the Color Pop. Even though the colors are nothing. You know what I mean? The similar as far as that goes. It's just like one costs more than the other. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to use up my expensive one when I have a cheaper one, if that makes sense at all. And I messed up right here. I'm going to try to get it off without making more of a mess, which is probably impossible for me to do because anymore, that's all I do is make a bigger mess. I'm trying to clean up a mess, and that's with everything in my life. Do you all ever feel like that? It's like you're going to clean up a mess, and then in the process, a bigger mess even happens. Or, as soon as you clean up one mess, you turn around, and there's another whole other mess to clean up. But I guess that's life. That's part of living. Live, clean up. Live, clean up. Live, play, laugh, love, and then clean up. I guess that's with life too. I mean, we all have to clean up every night or every morning. We all take showers. So, in the overall scheme of things, I guess you gotta clean your life sometimes too, you know? But anyway, that's me rambling. Overall, I really like this look. I think it's cute. The lipsticks, I know, but the rest of the palette, love, love, love. I love this. I wish I wasn't so pale, but I do love this blush and highlighter. And I think, what am I doing? I don't know what palettes I have next, but I'm thinking that because I look so pale, I'm not so sure on this, right? I'm going to pick the right foundation tomorrow and use it. But I think I'm going to give the cheap stuff a try again, just to see what it looks like on my actual skin tone instead of pale like a ghost, because I'm not quite there yet. Now around February I'm there. This is my skin tone, but right now it is a little too pale, so I think I'd feel more comfortable, with this shade and me being pale as in February than I am right now. But overall, I really do enjoy the look. I think they gave it their best shot doing this collab, but I really want ColourPop. I really want ColourPop to take it over, or Glamlight even. I'll even give it to Glamlight. Oh, that's the palette I'm doing actually next, or not next. It'll be in a couple days, but I'm doing Red Velvet because when I think of Christmas, I do think of Red Velvet. So I think the cheap products would look good with this palette too. What do you think? So I might try the cheek palettes again, the cheek part again, using this palette. So that's what it will be. But I do, like I said, if I could pull them out, I would. If I could get them out. Even if I could just, I don't want to, well. Anyway, let me know if you purchased this. Let me know if you saw it, what you thought about it when it did release. Again, this is a long time ago. So, but overall, I really did enjoy it. I think the look turned out really pretty. Again, ignore my skin tone. Not the right foundation. I'm well aware. But everything else, and the lip, I don't like it either. But let me know what you thought about it, especially if you purchased it. Did you keep it? Did you pass it on? Do you even use it? Did you use it? Like, I've got so many questions. Answer, please. Just put all your little information down in the comments, because I want to know everything you've done with it. Because part of me is like, I need to use it more, but then part of me is like, it's so big and I don't know, like I didn't even know where to store it, to be honest. And I knew, like, to me, when I store stuff, I kind of store it from like big to little, or, height, width, however. And like that would always be on the bottom of wherever I stored that. You know what I mean? Which means that it's probably the last thing I'm ever going to reach for. But anyway, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell, hit all. That way you're notified when I upload. I upload every day but Sunday, except for this month. I'll be uploading on Sundays. Or I'm trying, fingers crossed, every day. Or if there's a new launch. But that is all I have for you today. And I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye.